Hi guys, how are you? This is Bobby. I am a professional SAT instructor. My goal is to show you guys some of the SAT reading techniques today, the shortcuts. The philosophy is think simple, think simple, think simple. Well, I've been a SAT instructor for almost 15 years, and a lot of my students always ask me, Bobby, the SAT articles are so hard. I can't finish it on time. Sometimes they say, I don't understand a lot of vocabularies. Sometimes they say by the time I'm the next page, I forgot what is in the beginning of the passage. And then I try to understand a lot of the sentences. I get bored, I get frustrated, and at the end, I can't finish it. So what is the solution? I was like, okay, first, decaf. Relax. I have some solutions, what I'm about to put it right now. Before that, I can tell you just briefly about myself. As I said, I'm a professional SAT instructor. I'm a graduate from Columbia University and also a CEO of a tutoring company called Bobby-Tariq Tutoring Center, which is named partly after me. My name is Bobby. Anyway, let's jump on to some of the reading techniques right now, okay? Let's not waste time. Well, there are three things you just have to think of. Okay, first of all, the philosophy is what? Think simple, right? So don't choose any debatable option. We will not choose any debatable option. So no debatable options, no debatable. So what do I mean by no debatable options? Okay, so that is, let me just write clearly no debatable options. So three things that we will never choose means no assumptions. We will not assume. No assumptions. So no biased options, and then no extreme. So no extreme options. So that's it. So technically, these you have to just be master these three things. Okay, means no biased. No, like what does that mean? No biased, no assumptions. Okay. Let me give you an example. Arif is a student. Okay, I can give you this evidence. Okay, Arif is a student. Okay, yeah, I'm sure Arif goes to school. Everybody can believe Arif is a student. What if I say Arif is a good student? Okay, the word good. Well, that's your opinion, bias. I can argue with you. I can debate with you. What do you mean by good? I mean, 99% GPA is good to you. I mean, to me, 85 is good. To him, and 87 is good. To another person, 90 can be good. See, it's already, I'm debating. I'm arguing. So the word good, this adjectives, I can call it more like a sauce on the burger. So we're not going to choose any sauce, like just plain, like simple. That's one. So that's your opinion. Now that's the word good is the bias. So let me just erase this again. Now what about the extreme one? The extreme is, what if I say Arif is a very good student? See, Arif is a good student, is your feelings, your opinion. Arif is a very good. The word very good is extreme. You know, you're pushing. So usually the pushing words, we're not going to choose them for. What do you mean by pushing words? Okay, I can give you some examples. For example, let's say, okay, I can say the word very, the word only, the word always, the word best. Then I could say the word like fanciful, power, stuff like a powerful, stuff like this. Arif is the best student. The word best. Okay, that's extreme. Arif is the only student who knows how to solve the problem. The word only is extreme. Arif always goes to school. I mean, the word always is extreme. So some of the words that I just told you that we want to be careful about. So usually what? Extreme options and very specific options. We don't want to choose them. Like fanciful, those out. Okay, and another thing, I call it circle therapy. Circle therapy. This is the thing that you will have to be master at. Circle therapy. What do you mean by circle therapy? Well, I will be circling words that are viruses, that are problems. Okay, so you have to turn on your rejection mode on. You could turn your rejection mode on, okay? You can't be looking at these articles, the options, to choose an answer. No. The students always look for the right answer. Flip it. You look for the wrong answer, so eliminate them, so whatever left is the right answer. Now, sometimes you can say, Bobby, okay, I can, all 4 options look bad to me. I mean, what do I do with that? Well, then, yeah, all 4 are bad, so choose the least bad. I mean, it's literature, can be some sort of, biasness can be involved, but so in this case, you just choose the least bad. And then think simple. So the last thing before I start the article, I want to say, no matter how hard the article is, I'll be using very baby English, simple language. That's the key, simple language. These hard article, I just want to show you today how the hard thing, you can just extract the simplicity, and then based on the simple language, you can actually get pretty much all of them right. My students, a lot of them get 1,500 above out of 1,600. A lot. I mean, I have history of so many in last about 15 years. Well, how we got them, we just show them the techniques, and we try to give them the strategy to be master at it. So let's get ready, okay? This is an article, okay? You can actually, there is a link below in the YouTube description, so you can click on it to download the reading articles, but I can just tell you, it's a College Board Reading 1. You can just simply type in Google SAT Practice Test 1, and then just reading. I will do 3 reading articles today, okay? The reading article number 1, article number 2, and article number 4. All right, so article number 1 is about literature. Article 2 and 4 is about social science, social studies. So usually students struggle them a lot, so I will just put them in right now, okay? And that should convey the message, so, okay? Now, this whole article, you can pause the video right now, and you can read it. So you have about 13 minutes per article. Remember, totally 65 minutes for 5 articles, so 13 minutes per article you have. So out of these 13 minutes, you can invest about 5 to 6 minutes in reading the article. I would say not more than that. And the rest, about 7 minutes doing 10 questions. Now you can say, Bobby, okay, this is impossible if I really want to understand all of them. Okay, relax. You are not required to understand the whole passage. This is a reading article. Okay, you want to just touch the skin of it. Don't analyze the DNA of it. That's the deal. Because if you really want to understand internally what is this whole reading article about, you need more than 13 minutes. You really have to sit down, do multiple analysis. Forget it. It's not really what they're looking for. Just read quickly. You keep reading. When you are reading, keep reading. You are not understanding, don't worry, keep reading. You are not understanding, don't worry, keep reading. Suddenly, you will see a few easier sentences down the road that will make sense to you. And you'll figure, oh, okay, this is what's the article about. Okay, that's my point. Now, I'm going to read first 10 lines here, okay? And there are 3 articles, as I said, I'm going to do. First one, I'll do 10 lines. Second one, I'll do just 1 paragraph. And the third one, I'll do just 1 paragraph also. That's it. The first paragraph is the most important paragraph. That's why, and the last paragraph also. Just do 1 paragraph together. You'll see how it is. And I recommend strongly the first script you want to see. So this passage is from, Lydia Minatoya. Okay, the strangeness of beauty. Okay, now what is this? The setting is in Japan. You got it, in 1920. The Chi and her daughter Naomi are members of the House of Fuji, a noble family. So we know, okay, there's someone named Chi, fine. And the noble. Okay, now look at this. Akira came directly, breaking all the traditions. Was that it? Had he followed the form, there's a dash. Do you see this dash? Usually the dashes are very important. Had he asked his mother to speak to his father to approach a go-between, would she have been more receptive? Okay. Now, he came on a winter's eve. He pounded on the door while a cold rain beat in the shuttered veranda. So at first, she thought him only the wind, okay. The maid knew better. She heard her soft scuttling footsteps, the crack on the door. Then the maid brought a calling card to the drawing room for Chi. Okay, so I get it. So someone just came. Now, you can read the whole article and pause and let me just tell you, baby English, what is really happening. Okay, the boy named Akira, he came. Okay, he knocked on the door. Okay, and then she opened the door. And the whole article is about this meeting. They were talking to each other. Mr. Akira, he asked for Chi's daughter. He was to marry her. That's it. That's the whole deal. They will just put a lot of fancy languages, twisted languages, a lot of shifts in the article and here and there. But the deal is what? The key word is okay. There's like they're talking, and that's about it. And did she say yes to his proposal? We don't know. The story ended right there. What happened? Akira came, asked to marry her daughter, and she was surprised, and the story ended. We don't even know if she said yes later. Okay, that's it. So now let me look at the circle therapy. Okay, let's look at the question. Number 1, so you can read the whole thing. As I said, okay, that's you can pause this and the video, and you can read the whole thing if you want. But let me start. Let me keep going. Which choice best describes what happens in the passage? Okay, as I said, Akira came and just talked to mom. Story ended. Easy language, right? Look at this. One character argues with another character who intrudes. First of all, they argue. This guy put a proposal. Hey, look, I want to marry your daughter. He's not arguing. Rather, there is some evidence of respect. That if you read the whole thing, that okay, we saw that okay, Akira was a very respectful guy. He wasn't even, and that's why you cannot choose like who intrudes on home. He didn't even want to intrude. He was not an intruder. He was more like an unexpected guest, you could say. So A is rejected. B, one character receives a surprising request from another. Yeah, the word surprising request can be very important. That can be it. So, and then now, what about C, the one character reminiscence? Now, okay, so what about this, the reminiscence though? Okay, the word reminiscence. Okay, very often I get questions from my students like, Bobby, a lot of hard vocabularies. I don't know. I mean, is there any way to learn a lot of this? I was like, yes, you can definitely stock up your words by reading a lot of words. But what if your test is next month or something like close by? I mean, how many words you can learn? So there are some tricks from over the years I've figured that if you see some hard vocabularies, that means those words can have more than one meaning, right? Or you can explain multiple ways. What does that mean? Debatable. And can we choose any debatable options? No. So if you see harder vocabs, just a little piece of advice, skip it. Don't choose it. Yeah, don't choose it. It might sound weird, but don't choose it and see if it works or not. So I'm not going to choose this. And also another reason, look at this. Okay, about the choices she has made over the years. How many years did the article discussed? I mean, from the article, we saw the evidence. The guy came, met the woman. The article ended. We don't know anything about the past. We don't know anything about the future. Past is assumption. Future is assumption. We can't assume things. So C is out. D, one character criticizes. That's it. It's a circle bad. I mean, again, the guy came and he put up a proposal. When you propose somebody, hey, I want to marry your daughter, and I mean, you're not criticizing. The criticize can be like a very strong word. So one that was on the wait list is the answer. Okay. All right, guys. So now it's number 3. So it says, as used in line 1 and line 65, directly means. All right, it's a vocab question. So let me tell you about the vocab. You don't know the meaning of it? No problem. Relax. You just have to see if the line after line before, that's it, done. Look at the line, next lines. That's the key. So look at line 65. What is it saying? Line 65 is saying, okay, I ask directly because the use of go-between takes much time. Okay. So either method comes down to the same thing, which is a matter of parental approval. Okay, so it's a go-between. The word is go-between. I got. What about the first line? Akira came directly, breaking all traditions. So okay, we don't know again what is the tradition in this case, but he came directly. So okay. So breaking all the tradition. Okay, now let's go back. So Akira came directly. Akira, okay, now Ix directly. In this case, with Ix, frankly, well, I ask confidently. I don't think he was very confident. You know, if anything, he was a little nervous. So this is not, I mean, okay, with precision, the word precise, the precision, this is very extreme because he was saying that because the use of go-between takes much time. So go-between means maybe, I guess, that he came without his parents, like, you know, he came without his parents because if he had come with his parents, he would have to make the appointment, he would have to make some sort of more arrangements, and he's saying, okay, this go-between thing means the mediations, like bring media, like parents are acting as media over here. So you would have taken a lot more time. So I would say answer is C, because without mediation, it's not meditation, it's mediation. It's more like think of it as like media, you know. So no medium, no go between. He just came without anybody. That's my answer is C. So, and it's not frankly, because when you say frankly, I would say this is being biased. Like, oh, I'm asking frankly. I mean, when you go ask someone to marry her daughter, obviously you're not going to be just very frank. You have to be a little bit more formal, I believe. Okay, so 3, 4. Okay, which reaction does Akira most fear from Chi? So, you know, so Akira came to meet Chi, and then now they were just talking, like Akira just wanted to marry Chi's daughter. Now, which one he was scared about? That's that question. Well, I mean, look at number 4 and number 5. They are kind of related. But, you know, some of my students, what they do, they do number 5 first, and then they do 4, or they do it together. But what I do, I try to do number 4 without number 5 first to see at least 2 of them if we can reject it. Let's look at A. She will consider his proposal inappropriate. Okay, maybe, but I don't know. I need to see the evidence. Look at B. She will mistake his earnestness for immaturity. We don't see, as far as I'm concerned, we don't see any evidence of immaturity. So I would not choose that first, because if the guy just came and say, hey, look, I want to marry your daughter, I don't know if she was looking at an immature. Because if you say, yeah, he was immature, that probably is your opinion, then maybe your assumption. So we don't know according to the article. Let's look at, because I would reject B. C, she will consider his unscheduled visit as an imposition. Okay, now obviously he came at an unexpected time. Okay, there was no appointment. Maybe, but let's look at D. She will underestimate the sincerity of his emotions. So when you see the word emotions, it's plural. Okay, now plural, okay, usually avoid them. Usually avoid about 80% of the time. It's okay, 80% of the time, not 100%. Sometimes plurals are answered if we have the evidence. But when you say emotions, his emotions, we only know Akira loves Chi. Akira loves Chi's daughter. Okay, yeah, not Chi, obviously not Chi's daughter. Okay, that's one emotion. Now, more than one emotion, that can be biased. So, and then Akira didn't really discuss about his emotion towards Chi's daughter. He just said, hey, look, I'm here. I want to marry your daughter. I got a job for in USA as a dentist. And then now I want to know yes or no from you. That's it. Okay, so D would be out. Now let's look at number 5A, which is 33, line 33. Let's see if 33 says anything about the proposal or immaturity or unscheduled visit or emotion. So line 33 says, okay, his voice was soft, refined. Okay, let me use different color. Voice was soft, refined, and then he straightened and he stole differential peek at her face. When I see his voice was soft and refined and okay, he was looking at her differently, it doesn't really tell me anything about proposal, anything about immaturity, anything about his emotions, because he's just like, voice was soft. I mean, if somebody is soft to me, I don't know about the emotion. It's just like could be nature. So for sure, 33 is out. What about line 49? Let's see the deal. So line 49 is, okay, you know how children speak so earnestly. Okay, now let me look at from here. Even noting Naima's breathless reaction to the name card. Okay, she had no idea. Fine. Akira's message delivered like a formal speech. So something is formal, so it has nothing to do with maturity. Filled her with maternal amusement. Fine. You know how children speak so earnestly, so hurriedly, so endearingly about things that have no importance in adults' mind. Okay, now when the children speak so, in this case, I can sense maturity rather than immaturity. So I wouldn't choose immaturity, and I wouldn't choose B either, because there is nothing about, no connection to the things. Now line 63, let's see. We have an understanding. Please don't judge my candidacy by the unseemliness of my proposal. So, okay, that's a good thing. So we have an understanding, right? Now, please don't judge my candidacy by the So the question is about when Akira would be scared. Well, he's here to ask with the proposal to marry Chi's daughter, and at this point he's saying, please don't judge my candidacy, or please judge me because I just came directly without my mom and dad. So he's scared. So that could be a sentence that he is scared about his candidacy because he just came alone, and maybe traditionally speaking he was supposed to bring his mom and dad to ask for marriage proposal. Okay, marriage proposal. So in this case, okay, I think this line 63 to 64 pretty much goes with A. That's it. So C goes with A because she will consider his proposal inappropriate. That was the fear Akira had in his mind, that, oh, because I came without my mom and dad, and then she's gonna think I'm a wrong candidate. Okay, that's good. So we need 4 and 5 in one shot. Number 6, in the passage, Akira addresses Chi with what? So the question is how Akira is addressing Chi, not Chi is addressing Akira. Obviously, when Akira was talking to the mom, he was very respectful. He didn't show any maturity. He was pretty polite. Okay, I don't know, but it was very polite. So let's look at it. A. Affection. Well, affection deals with like love and everything, but he loves Chi's daughter, not Chi. The Chi would be, if anything, his future mother-in-law. So he's not, I mean, I don't think he's looking at it affectionately, not at that moment at least. So B, objectivity but not complete impartiality. I was like, okay, what is the meaning? I'll circle this word. What is the meaning of complete impartiality? The word impartiality is already sounds debatable to me, because I would think this word in more like a historical articles, like in politics or something. Impartiality. So what is being partial? What is being partial? And then what do you mean by complete? And then in this case, what is incomplete? So it's already debatable and ambiguous. So I wouldn't choose that. Something that has more than one meaning. So C, Akira addresses Chi with amusement. I mean, okay, look, I don't know how it was amusing. Maybe it was amusing to you, but okay, let's keep reading. But not mocking, disparagement. These are bad words. These are very badly negative words. So we don't want to choose them. Disparaging means something like when you belittling something. But you can say, Bobby, how do I supposed to know? I don't know the meaning. Well, the deal is, if you don't know the meaning, don't choose that. Simple. I mean, yeah, it sounds weird, but yeah, I mean, the weird things work very often. So this particular things works. I mean, you try that multiple. There's a lot of the vocabs. I mean, if you don't know, don't choose them. You'll get away with this trap. So yeah, the keyword respect, done. Respect. So this is the deal. He was seeing her with the respect. Okay, so look at 7. The main purpose of the first paragraph. Okay, let's look at the first paragraph. I'm pretty sure the first paragraph was pretty small as far as I'm concerned. Let's look at it even more. All right, so the Akira came directly. Okay, let me use a different color right there. Let me just write this. Okay, so Akira came directly, breaking all traditions. Okay, he broke all the traditions. Okay, fine. Was that it? That's a question. Had he followed the form? There's a dash. What form? Sounds like a culture. Sounds like a custom. Okay. Had he asked his mom to speak to his father, to approach a go-between, would she be more receptive? See the question? If he had brought his mom and dad, so would she, means the daughter's mom, would she be very receptive? Well, according to the article, the boy didn't even go inside the house. It was raining outside. The boy came, Akira came, she, the mom, they were talking right at the door. He didn't even come inside. Well, obviously, she didn't allow him to come inside at the beginning. Why not? Well, the guy just came out of nowhere and said, hey, I want to marry your daughter. What's up with that? You don't have mom, you don't have dad. I mean, any mom would be shocked with that kind of proposal. I would be too. If somebody just comes to my daughter, comes to me and say, I want to marry your daughter. I was like, what? Where are you, right? Okay, so that's the thing, is that it's more like a reaction, Yes, this is a question, but it's more like a rhetorical question. Yeah, I mean, a rhetorical question means some sort of questions that does not elicit an answer. It's just like, question is like if I ask you, hey, why did you do that? You already did that. But I just said, why did you do that? I mean, you were like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know, why did I do that? It's just like, well, you don't have to answer. It's just like, I'm pouring out my reaction. Why did you do that? Something like this. Anyway, with that in our mind, let's look at A. The main purpose of the first few sentences, which is describe a culture. Oh boy. Look, very often my students choose A in this particular question. I mean, I have experienced that. I saw them choosing it, especially the beginners. Well, when I said, why describing culture, they said, Bobby, I see it's about the culture, isn't it? Like I saw the form and the word and then the mom and dad and then she and receptor. Isn't it like traditional practice? Well, then you're assuming what is traditional practice. And first of all, 4-sentence describing the entire Japanese culture? Come on, bro. If I really want to know about the description of the Japanese culture, I would need more than 4 sentences. Like, hey, how girls get married, how guys get married, how mommies and daddies are involved. I need more things, like not just one question. I mean, there's just a question in the paragraph I see. So describe a culture is very extreme. I would not choose this option. It sounds extreme to me. Out. Okay. Criticize a tradition. Who is criticizing? This one question. Nobody's criticizing a tradition. I mean, if anything, it's criticizing the boy. The boy just came without mom and dad. Question a suggestion. What a look. Maybe. See, between C and D, question a suggestion. D is what? Analyze the reaction. Well, is it, when I say, okay, I have a suggestion, now I'm questioning it. Okay, I'm questioning it. That can sound 2 ways. One, I'm giving a literal question, or I'm like doubting it. So it can have more than one meaning. And what is the suggestion? Yeah, I feel the smell of the suggestions here. Yeah, if Akira had brought his mom and dad, she would have been more receptive. But I feel in this case was more like a reaction. What kind of reaction? That we're talking about in tradition, that okay, the boy just came directly breaking all traditions, okay. And then if he had come with his mom and dad, okay, wouldn't she be more receptive? It's like, hey, wouldn't she be more receptive? It's more like a reaction. So I would go by between C and D. If I look at it, I mean, to me, D is less bad. Put it this way. Between C and D, D is less extreme. less debatable. Why? It is more plain, and C sounds like it has more than one answer or more than one explanation. Anything that has more than explanation, we never choose. So students very often ask me, Bobby, I always get stuck between two options. In that case, you ask yourself one question: which one is less extreme? Well, I see in this case D is less extreme. Why less extreme? It doesn't sound like it has more than one explanation. But C, when you say question or suggestion, it has more than one explanation. So D is the answer. Okay, let's look at number 8. Now line 2 form. Wow, the one paragraph has 2 questions back to back. So had he followed the form, look at this. Do you see a dash right there? The dash is it's a definition. Right after the dash is the definition. What is a dash? Had he asked his mother to speak to his father, like if the mommy asked to daddy, to approach the go-between in this case, like would she be more receptive? So what would that be? He followed the form. In this case, we are looking at a paragraph that deals with tradition, so some sort of customs or traditional practice, I would say. Appearance, well, appearance can deal with physical appearance. We are talking about had Akira brought his mom and dad. So in this case, it's not, appearance cannot be attributed to mom and dad, so it's not. So it's a custom, yeah, that's it. So what is the form? I mean, in this case, the custom. What is the custom? That, okay, if Akira had brought his mom and dad so that go-between is more like a traditional way of marrying or traditional way of bringing the proposals. So this custom would be a lot better. Structure for sure not. Why not? Because the structure goes with the physical object. In this case, I can debate. So I would not choose because there is no physical objects involved. It's just like a cultural entity involved. So what about nature? You can say nature. Well, the nature is such a word. I can think of trees, I can think of ponds, mountains, waterfall, many things. It goes on and on. It's such a powerful word. It has so many meanings. So it becomes super debatable. So I would definitely not choose nature. So its custom is a lot better and least extreme. Okay, so let's go to number 9. Okay, so why does Akira say his meeting with Chi is a matter of urgency? Okay, so it says line 32. So line 32, let's look at, I would look at line 33 also, okay? So line 33, okay, line 32, let's look at it right here. So his voice was so soft. Okay, let me just see. Okay, now, so let's look at a little bit more. His voice was so soft, refined, he's straightened, okay, and stole a differential peak. And the question is, matter of urgency. Why it was urgent? Okay, when you were reading in the beginning, so you saw this somewhere, he got a job, right, or something, but as a dentist, but let's figure that out. In the dim light, okay, his eyes shone with sincerity. Chi felt herself starting to like him. Okay, so Chi started to like him. That doesn't seem like why it was so urgent for him to marry. Come inside, get out of this nasty night. Okay, it was raining outside. Surely your business can't wait for a moment or two. Well, then the Akira goes, I don't want to trouble you. Normally, I would approach you more properly, but I have received a word of position. Here we go. I have an opportunity to go to America as dentist for Seattle Japanese community. Okay, so he got a job. The guy got a job. That's why it was urgent. I guess he got a job. Now he has to go to USA. So he wants to know yes or no from mommy. All right, then. Well, let's see. A, he fears that his own parents, nothing about parents, immediately out. It's just Akira and Chi. And maybe Naomi inside the living room. So nothing about Akira's mom and dad. B, he worries that Naomi will reject him. Psh, that is complete assumptions. We don't know about Naomi's feelings at all. We only know she's waiting in the back. Maybe she agrees to, but rejects him. Okay, even if I buy it, what about rest? And marry someone else? We don't have any evidence about someone else in the article. We only know Akira, Chi, and the Naomi. Story ended. See, he has been offered an attractive job. That's it, done. Deal closed. Got a job. Dentist. What about D? He knows that she is unaware of his feelings. Again, plural. And that's not, he knows that she is unaware of his feelings for Naomi. Well, she is unaware of his feelings for sure, because mom just met the guy for the first time. And that's a true statement. So students fall for D because they think that's the answer. It's a true statement, but it's not answering the question. C and D both are true statements. Now, which one is answering the question? The question is why this is so urgent. Just because mommy doesn't know the feelings, that's why he has to marry the girl right away? No. It's urgent because the boy Akira, he got a job in USA. So he wants to know yes or no from the mom so that he can make his decision. He can make his final move. Done. Says C. All right, so where's the proof? Okay, so number 10 is about the proof. Well, we just saw the proof. That was very easy questions. I don't have to dig more. Right here, so around there. So I have an opportunity to go to America. That's it. So line 42 or something. So around there. So what is the answer? Answer is 42. That's it, B. So we just did 10 questions. So let's just summarize what we just learned. Okay, circle therapy. Circle therapy applies to the wrong words. The wrong words are based on assumptions, biased, and extreme. So what is assumption? Something that article doesn't talk about. For example, okay, Naomi will reject the boy. These are assumptions. So the boy was immature. Those were assumptions. Those like that. What is biased? That your opinion. Those are biased. Okay. And what is extreme? Something that is very, very pushy words. These are. So they're pretty much the same deal. Okay, if you want to pause the video, you can pause it and you can read the article. But I'm just gonna read the first paragraph. That's it. I mean, first paragraph tells me a lot. I mean, technically, it tells me the route where the article is going, and I will show you how exactly you get the feel of it. All right, so the first article, first paragraph. Every day, okay, let me just. Every day, millions of shoppers hit the stores in full force, both online and on food, searching frantically for a perfect gift. Last year, Americans spent about $30 billion at retail stores in the month of December alone. Okay, just talking about how much they spent a ridiculous amount of money on gift. Aside from purchasing holiday gift, most people regularly buy presents for other occasions throughout the year, including weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, baby showers, a whole lot of occasions. Fine. This frequent experience of gift giving can endanger ambivalent feelings in gift givers. So you might think, what is ambivalent? Okay, don't worry about it. Look at the next sentence. Many relish. Relish means something positive, like enjoy. Many relish the opportunity to buy a present because the gift giving offers a powerful means to build a stronger bonds. Interesting. With one's closest peers. All right. At the same time, many dread means not enjoy the thoughts of the buying gifts. They worry that their purchases will disappoint rather than delight of the intended recipients. Okay, I got it. So from the first paragraph, I kind of got the notion that, okay, they're talking about gifts and some people like to buy gifts, some they don't like to buy gifts, or they think the outcome may be different. Now, if you pause the video and read the whole article, you will see in very easy, you will see what does that mean, but let me just explain to you in very easy English. Is that, okay, one group buying the gifts. Let's say you buy a gift for $10. You're giving it to your friend. You expect in your mind that, okay, your friend will appreciate as if this is $10 worth. So $10 gift will receive $10 appreciation value. But in reality, it might be different. It might be less. Means you're buying it for $10. You're thinking you're going to get $10 worth back, but you are getting $8 worth of appreciation back. That's one. On the other hand, let's say you're buying a cheaper gift for $5 and you are giving it to your friend. And you're thinking this friend will appreciate as if it's at $5. But in reality, it might be higher. It means you're buying a cheaper gift, but this person probably appreciating as if this is $7 worth of gift. So appreciation value can be different. So in a sense that we can't predict how, it means the gift givers cannot predict how the gift recipients will appreciate. That's the deal of the article, period. So that's the easy way I just said, but now if you read this complicated language, you'll get the same thing. I mean, you just see that. But what is the trick? That okay, after reading this, that you want to translate into easy English so that it sticks to your mind, and then when you attack the questions, you feel a lot comfortable. You don't feel stress in the head. Okay, so number 11. Let's start our technique. The authors most likely used the example in line 1 to 9 of the passage to highlight what? Okay, so I guess the author used some examples. Let me see what are the examples he used. First paragraph, by the way, is about gift. People buy gift. Well, line 1 to 9, what are the examples? Okay, I think, these are the ones. The weddings, birthday, anniversary, graduations, baby showers. I mean, we kind of get it that, okay, author used this like, how people buy gifts for them, right? That's not a hard question, but let's check it out. A, regularity with which people shop for gifts. Yeah, might make sense, but put it in the wait list. B, recent increase in the amount of money. That's it, wrong. These examples are not telling me recent increase. If you say recent increase, that means you're assuming what was the past value. We only know now what is happening. We don't know the past. Anything with the past, anything with the future, assumptions. Because the article didn't talk about the past. Definitely out of the business. See, anxiety gift givers. Okay, wedding, birthdays, anniversaries. These are not telling me anything about anxiety. And then this is a bad word. And then anxiety gift shopping causes. I mean, that's definitely not causes. It's just a list of the items, list of the occasions. Sorry. Okay, what about D? Number of special occasion. Yeah. Well, A and D, they both might seem right. Number of special occasion involving gift giving. That's for sure that, okay, wedding, anniversaries, they're all like a number of occasions that people put the gift. But the question is, author is using them to highlight what? Is author using the highlight, okay, how many occasions that people buy the gift? People can buy gift for other occasions too. In this case, they are showing how is the regularity, how people buy so many gifts in those occasions. Like, okay, it's about buying gifts, not just like, oh, these are the occasions. All right, so the A is better. It's not the number of occasions, this bad word. So that by circle therapy, A wins. Okay, so let me do number 12. Okay, so what is 12 saying? In line 10, the word ambivalent. Okay, so line 10, what does it say? So, this frequent experience gift giving can endanger ambivalent feelings. So let's say a lot of you might not know. Well, vocab on the SAT, if you know is great. Sometimes if you know, it might still not be great. Why? You know one meaning, but vocab can have multiple meanings based on the context. So you have to go to the context. So assume that, okay, you don't know the meaning. So how do you handle that? You have to read the next sentence. That's the deal. You have to read the next sentence. That next sentence will give you the hint. Well, the next sentence. Many relish the opportunity to buy gifts. So many enjoy it. Okay, to bond something, blah, blah, blah. What is this? At the same time, many dread the thoughts. Okay, so I got two words. Many relish and many dread. So many people enjoy. At the same time, many people don't enjoy. It's a problem. That means what? Mixed feelings. So these ambivalent feelings means what? Mixed feelings. Positive, negative. Well, we got that idea. Now I'm going to choose an option based on that. Okay, so mixed feelings doesn't mean the unrealistic feelings, because mixed feeling can be realistic. One enjoy, one don't enjoy. Conflicted. Yeah, there we go. Conflict means what? One positive, one negative. It's a conflict. That's it. That's the deal. Done. I mean, apprehensive, supportive. I mean, I don't even need so, because that's an easy vocab. We got it. 13 and 14. Okay, back to back. That's evidence-based question. Okay, let's deal with them together. The authors indicate that people value gift giving because they feel, okay, why they value gift giving so much? Well, again, the first paragraph. I mean, you see that first paragraph we dealt with number 11, number 12, number 13, number 14. See why I mentioned first paragraph is so important. And we'll see this similar deal in the last paragraph, buddies. So no matter how many techniques, how pro you are at reading first paragraph and the last paragraph, you better understand. Even if you're not pro at it, just first and the last paragraph, you want to get this like some sort of easy way. So you will see how many questions you can attack like very easily. Okay, so the first paragraph, okay, that's the same thing. Many relish the opportunity to, I'm going to use it because a whole lot of different, so I'm going to just erase this quickly because as you know, we're still working on the first paragraph. Let's use green color, okay. Many relish the opportunity to buy a powerful gifts. Okay, why they buy a lot of gifts? Because gift giving offers a powerful means to build stronger bonds. That's it. So we get the idea as to why people buy gifts. Why people they think that's gonna build stronger relationships. I mean, it's common sense. Also, it kind of makes sense. Now let's look at A. Okay, they feel that it functions as a form of self-expression now. It is your assumption. You might think, okay, I'm buying expensive gift. Okay, it's expressing me as like I'm very open-minded. I mean, very, I guess, expensive guy. That's like I like to spend a lot. No, I mean, that's your opinion. You're biased, for sure not. It's an inexpensive way to show up. No, buying gift is. I can argue with you all day. I mean, some people can buy diamond chain. Okay, that might be very expensive. It's not definitely inexpensive. It requires that gift recipient to reciprocate. You might say, Bobby, what does that reciprocate mean? All right, you don't know the meaning? Don't worry about it. It means what? If you don't know, don't choose it. That's the first deal, okay? Apply this technique, you will get away many times. You'll see the pattern on the SAT, but I encourage you know it later anyway. But if you don't know at this point, let's say, okay, then we don't choose this. I wouldn't choose that. Or because you don't know what does that mean. So how are you going to make sense out of it? So D can serve to strengthen. That's it. Bingo. That's the deal. Why you buy gifts? Because you can strengthen the relationship. Answer is D. Okay, so by circle therapy, we got the idea. So what we just learned? No biased, no assumptions, and if you don't know some vocabs in the option, don't choose it. Let me show you another thing, okay? You might want to follow a pattern. Do you see, okay, I want everybody's attention, okay? Do you see something here, number 13? The last word, do you see? Self-action, last word. Reciprocal, last word. So very often, when I circle very often the last words. Yeah, you can circle in the middle too, but last words are the bad words. Use especially in the history articles, which I'm about to do like after this one. So why people bypass them? Because people are trained, some of them, to just skim through it, like they read too fast. Well, you can skim through the article, but you cannot skim through the options because you're playing with words. You're literally playing with them like an expert. It's like when you play in video games. So you're playing with those words as if you're playing in the video game. So you can't skim through them. You have to read all the way up to the end very carefully. Why? Because the last words are very problematic most of the time. So if you skim through, you will miss the last word too quickly. How do I know? My students make these mistakes all the time. No matter how many times I tell them, they still make these mistakes because impulsive mind. The teenagers, they're too quick. They want to get the answers too quickly. They want to finish it too quickly. Relax. That's why the number one requirement, decaf. You have to decaf. All right, so number 14. Okay, so we got the evidence actually must be the first paragraph. So 10 to 13, this. I mean, this is the only one from the first paragraph. The answer is A. I mean, I don't even have to read this. This is too obvious. So sometimes, you can get away with this by obvious sense. Okay, let's look at 15. The social psychologist mentioned in paragraph 2, lines 17 to 34, that would like to deadweight loss. Okay, there's another vocab question, but it's not what you think. What is the meaning of deadweight loss? Is what social psychologists think. So, all right, let's go to 17. To 34. I'm not going to read all that because that's definitely not the deal on the SAT. If you want, you can read that. So 17 to 34. Okay, this obviously somewhere down the road. At the end, usually is the answer. How do I know? Again, it's SAT. It's the same pattern. I mean, when you take a whole lot of practice, you will get it. Okay, the deadweight loss suggests that gift givers are not very good at predicting what the gifts others will appreciate. At the beginning, I said that, okay, when you buy $10 gift, you think, oh, my friend is going to appreciate it as if it's $10 worth. But maybe not. Maybe he or she didn't like your gift, will appreciate less, or maybe more. We don't know. So they are not very good at predicting. Good. What is the next sentence? That in itself is not surprising to social psychologists. Here we go. Social psychologist, right? So what was the question? The question is about what is the definition of deadweight loss. Not your definition. It's social psychologist's definition. They already said it. Oh, Mr. Deadweight loss is not surprising. It's not surprising to them. That means what? If something is not surprising, that means you can predict. It's like, oh, this is going to happen. Okay, fine. So let's see what we scan. So deadweight loss is phenomena to social psychologists is predictable. Yeah, that means you cannot predict the appreciation value. Okay, now sometimes students say, okay, Bobby, I saw the word not predictable. I had a student told me that before. Yeah, I'll go back to this. Look, not predictable what? Okay, the people are not, gift givers are not very good at predicting. Giver, like if you buy a gift, you are not very good at predicting what is going to happen. But social psychologists, they are very good at, it's not surprising to them. That means what they are good at predicting that, oh, you're not going to get the actual appreciation value. So the question is not about you, it's about social psychologists. So we will choose the predictable. Well, the questionable, that's one thing I never choose. Why not? Because it's doubtful. Disturbing? I mean, deadweight loss, how it is disturbing. It's just saying, okay, it's not surprising. Unprecedented. Oh, no. The unprecedented means something that never happened before. I mean, this is very precedented. Okay. So far, so good, guys. Okay, let me drink some coffee, okay? I know you need to decaf, but I need to be caffed a little bit because I want to have to be able to talk. All right. So 16. Okay, the passage indicates that assumption made by gift givers is okay. Now, again, if we know the theme, what is the whole theme of the article, that you buy a $10 gift, you feel like your friend is going to appreciate his $10 worth, but they don't. They appreciate less. So what is your, okay, that's everything deals with this flow of theme. Okay, now let's deal with it. Let's see, what is it, line 41 to 44. What is the business? See the dash, usually the dashes are the SAT answers or questions, whatever you say. Okay, the gift givers equate how much how much spend with how much recipient will appreciate. Here we go. It means you spend $10, equate, you expect $10 of appreciation. So that's $10 appreciate. Let me just write it down, appreciate. So this is the equate they are talking about. This is the equate. So gift givers, they equate it. That means what in the parentheses? Do you see this in the parentheses? That's the explanation. The more expensive gift, the stronger the gift recipient's feelings. Okay, I mean, that's, look, what gift givers think means if you buy the gift. Look at the next sentence. Although a link between the gift price and the feelings of appreciation might seem intuitive, and you feel like they're going to appreciate the same, such an assumption, because they ask you the question about the assumption, such an assumption may be unfounded. Done. I got my answer. They asked about the assumption. The key word is assumption. Assumption made by the gift givers may be what? And they said unfounded. They said unfounded. Unfounded means something negative, means wrong. So I go back and I say unreasonable. Okay, no, first of all, substantiated means something proved. No, insincere. An assumption cannot be insincere. A person can be sincere or insincere. Okay, an assumption, I mean, assumption can be either what? Right or wrong. Now, unreasonable, well, we're talking about assumption. Sometimes my students choose unreasonable. I can argue with them. It's debatable. Why? A price can be unreasonable. Oh, there's too much pricey. There's like just too less or something. So these are unreasonable. An assumption, in this case, unfounded means what? Is incorrect. Why? They thought they'll get similar appreciation, but they don't get. That means what? They have right to think that way. It's fine. But they don't get the value. That means they were wrong. So I'm not going to say it's unreasonable. They don't have any right. If it's unreasonable, it means what? Okay, they don't have right to think. Like, what do you mean? So that's debatable. So I will choose unreasonable because unreasonable can be used in more than one context. And anytime more than one context, more than one explanation, these are what? By our tricks, debatable. Do we choose debatable options on the SAT? No. Try that. You will see out of 52, what do you get? I mean, easy 46, maybe more, okay? But it's going to take some practice though, okay? I'm not going to have it overnight. 17. Which choice provides the best evidence? Best evidence for what, by the way? That this is, we just read it, didn't we? Line 41 to 44. Let me look. 41 to 44. Yeah, I think line 46, I see the assumption. So line 46, what is the deal? Do we have it? 46. Okay, no, maybe, no, actually not. So I have to read more. So let me say 53 to 55. What is 53 to 55? These are the questions people usually get wrong. So 50, which number was it? 17. All right, yeah. So according to the camera and other, gift giving represents a symbolic ritual whereby gift givers attempt to signal their positive attitudes towards the intended recipient and their willingness to invest. Okay, this is nothing about, it's only about gift givers, but we want gift recipients, so that's immediately out. So that's immediately out because it's about gift givers and gift recipients. Okay, now 55. 55, okay, we just read it. Okay, that's out. Well, we just read it now. That's not, this is just okay, now what about 63? Okay. 63 right here. As for gift recipients, okay, that's recipient. They may not construe smaller and larger gift as represented as smaller and larger signals of the thoughtfulness. Here we go. That's the deal. That's the evidence. We got it. So it's like, again, what? So you buy a $10 gift and then you think your recipient will appreciate your $10 worth, but it's not, because they said what gift recipient, they may not construe the smaller and the larger as if the smaller and the larger appreciation. That's the evidence. Okay. All right, guys. So that's line answer is this. We got it. Vocab question again, number 18. Convey most clearly means. So what is the vocab deal? So we want to be, we will want to plug it in and then read the next sentence, right? Okay. So you don't look at the, don't just answer it without looking at the context. Okay. Line 54. Let's look at line 54. Line 54. Okay. So perhaps I'm just going to start at line 53. Perhaps gift givers believe that bigger, more expensive the gifts convey stronger signals. Here we go. Signals. Okay. We are talking about signals. Okay. Convey stronger signals. Okay. So let's deal with it. Now, can you say transport the signal? Counteract the signal? Okay. First we can say what is counteract. Okay. So I know a lot of you know, a lot of you don't. If you feel like you don't choose that. Exchange the signal. Well, you can exchange gifts. But when you talk about signals, we think about what signal communications. Have you heard about these terms? So we communicate the signal. Okay, we communicate like, hey, I'm buying an expensive gift. I expect an expensive appreciation from you. But that's what gift givers are thinking. But gift recipients like, oh, okay, I don't even know if this gift is expensive or not, but I don't like it, so I'm communicating a weaker signal or stronger signal. It depends on their perspective. So it's not exchange, it's just a communicate, because we're dealing with signals. So communicate signal, or it's a common term, signal communications. Let's look at 19. Line 56. So do you see something when they start asking questions, they kind of squeeze down, like look at this. Line 56, line 54, look at this, 53, 56, all that area. It's just once they start asking, it's like 3 in a row. And look at number 11, 12, 13, 14, all from first paragraph. So it's just once they start asking questions, it's like they kind of clustered, like from one paragraph that can pull out like 2-3 questions. So it's useful when you are searching for one answer. You reading the article, you reading that portion one more time, that kind of helps answering the second one, sometimes even without even reading. But that's not important. 19, the author referred to the work by Camber and others in line 56. What happened in line 56? I guess, they're talking about the same thing, the gift giver. Line 56, the same thing. The gift giving represents the symbolic ritual whereby gift attempts. We read this a couple of times when we were answering the other questions, so I don't need to read it again. It's the same deal that you buy $10 worth of gift. You don't get $10 worth of appreciations. You get less. It's the gift givers and gift recipients. Their thoughts, their appreciations, they're never same. Baby English, put it in. Okay, so what is the deal? Introduce an argument. They're not introducing a new argument. That's the deal from the first paragraph. Question a motive? No, there's no motive. If you say, oh, that's a motive of who? And it's just an explanation. They're explaining it like how, so I would, now between A and D, support a conclusion. Now, conclusion, by the way, did they conclude at the beginning something that this is what happens? I don't think so, Mr. Camber. He did not provide a theory that he is supporting with evidence. So when he says support, I want examples. I want experiments. I want examples, numbers, stats, statistics. So I feel like that's too extreme. Offer an explanation. Explanation sounds a lot less extreme. So if you're stuck between A and D, how do you know when to support something? You have to have solid evidence. In this case, they are explaining, hey, look, some people appreciate, some they don't appreciate. They even use the word like may not. So that means it's not solid. It's just an offering an explanation. So you want to accept that explanation, you accept it. You say, no, I object. Sure, you have right to do it, but in the SCT article, that's not your job. Your job is just to see what is happening in the article and just circle and bubble down. So answer is A. Because I would not choose the word support, and it's definitely not a conclusion. It's because I don't see experiments, examples, data. So I can't buy this as a support. Okay, number 20. Number 20 is the graph following the passage offers evidence that the gift givers base their prediction of how much gift will be appreciated on. Again, yes, we know from the articles it's all about appreciation based on money. At the beginning, they spent $30 billion. At the same time, okay, more expensive. They use the word more expensive. Without even reading the graph, I see that, okay, it's appreciated on the amount of money they spend on the gift. But look at the graph. Let's see, what is the deal? Okay, so and the graph also said the less expensive and more expensive. See this, the title? I mean, the bottom lower portion, the more expensive, and obviously it deals with money. And mean appreciation, I mean, you can think about this. Look, I mean, givers, you buy $5.50 worth of gift. This the black bar. You can think of this, but you get about $6 worth of appreciation. So you say this, buy a cheaper gift, but your friend is appreciating a little bit more. You can think of it that way. At the same time, giver, you can buy about $6.25 worth of gift, but you might not get $6.25 worth. You might get about $6 worth. You see, if you compare the two gray bars, you can think that way. You don't have to have the perfect explanation. Okay, there is no room for perfect thing on the day of the SAT exam, but you can get a still perfect score without you being perfect. That's the beauty of it. Okay, that's actually the beauty of it. So the graph shows, obviously I would look for the appreciation. Okay, based on the appreciation level of the gift. Now, gift givers, they don't know the appreciation level of the gift recipients. When you buy $10 worth of gift, you can only predict, but you don't know how much your friend really appreciated it. As a matter of fact, after you hand it in, you later, a few days after, realize, oh, she didn't like it, or she loved it, something like that. So when you buy it, you don't know. So it's not based on appreciation level. It's based on money. That's it. Monetary value. Khalas. Answer is B. Okay. Definitely not desire. Definitely not the relationship with. I mean, that could be assumptions like, okay, if you're buying a gift for your mom, it might be expensive. If you're buying a gift for your wife, you're buying a gift for your girlfriend. Those could vary. Depends on your relationship, of course. But article didn't support anything like that. Article only talked about expensive, more expensive, less expensive. That means money. Okay, answer is B. So don't think too much. Okay, you bring the whole world into your small head, it will explode. The deal is, relax means what? You work less, get more, better. It's just about apply the right amount. Okay, when you think too much, let's say gift giving, if you bring your whole thought into your head, everything will make sense. A, B, C, D, everything will make sense. Just clean up your head and see what is happening in the article and become very, what do you call it? I would say neutral and just act as an analyst. You're analyzing the article itself only, without any prior knowledge. Number 21, the authors would likely attribute the differences in gift givers and recipient mean appreciation as represented in the graph. Now you have to understand the question. I have seen my students, they read boom too fast. And they just circle something and say, Bobby, I saw this evidence I saw this evidence. It's like, wait, relax, decaf again, okay? You can show me a correct statement, doesn't mean you are right, okay? Relax. You have to give me a right answer. That means what? On A, B, C, D, the 2, 3, all options can be from the evidence, from the article. That means they are right statements. But which right statement is linked to the question? Okay. So you have to understand the question. Very often students don't understand questions. They just read too fast and they just look for keyword that matches with the article. That's the wrong strategy. You have to understand the question. Then you apply those circle therapy. The author would likely attribute the differences in gift giver and recipient mean appreciation represented. Now the question is, Mr. Author, okay, how he or she is attributing the differences between what gift giver and recipient. Okay, what is happening? So again, so deal is what? From the beginning, so you buy $10 worth of gift, you think the appreciation would be as like $10 worth, but it's actually less. You see, why am I keep repeating this $10 worth? I wanted to instill some things subconsciously in your mind that the whole article, the flow of theme is only one. It's just one. If you get that in easy way, the one thing, every single questions are attached to that. and even the vocab somehow indirectly attached very often. So you have to kind of get that, and first paragraph helps you to get it. And when you're reading, okay, you don't try to understand every single sentence, because it's okay if you don't understand a couple of sentences. Maybe after 5-6 sentences, there are some easier sentences that will highlight that same flow of theme clearly. All right, so you'll get that. I mean, but if you're a pro reader, like you read every day, you know, some students, they are very good readers. I mean, that's for them, they don't even need tricks. They get it. For them, just advice is just not to assume. Be a little careful from the article. But if you don't get it, if you're not a pro reader, still you can get 10 out of 10. Just apply the circle therapy. All right. So what is happening? That if you buy $10 worth of gift, you don't get the same. So that's it. Answer is probably A. Inability to shift perspective means inability to understand your friend's mind, what is happening. What about B? An increasingly materialistic culture. That is bad. See, the last word is bad. Materialistic culture? What do you mean? The article never mentioned a materialistic culture. Our article just talked about buying gifts more and less. Give me a definition of materialistic culture. You can give me, Bobby, materialistic culture means this, like, okay, everybody's running after money, gift, everything. I was like, wait, relax. Decaf. You giving your prior knowledge means what? On the SAT, not allowed. I can give you another definition of materialistic culture because article didn't talk about it. So you can give me one, I can give you one. We are both being biased. So this is out. So reject. C is what? A growing opposition to give. Okay, nobody is growing opposition. That's your opinion. If you choose this is bias. Some students do choose it. They might think, oh, okay, if the gift giving doesn't work, I'm buying $10 worth of gift. I better want $10 worth of appreciation. I'm not getting it. So I'm growing the opposition. Okay, next time I'm not going to buy. Okay, next time you don't want to buy, maybe somebody else will still buy whole life. So that's article didn't talk about it. A misunderstanding of intentions. Okay, now this between A and D, think about it. Okay, what is intentions? First of all, it's plural word, and then intentions. That means more than one intention. Your intention is only one. Okay, I want to buy a gift to build a stronger bond. Based on the article, I saw that. Because first paragraph talked about gift givers buy gift to make a stronger bond. So one intention, I can buy that. Intentions, what? Maybe you're buying a gift to take advantage of something. Maybe you're buying a gift to get a job. Maybe you're buying a gift to get a raise in your salary. Maybe you're buying a gift to get a girlfriend. Maybe buy a gift to get a boyfriend. I mean, come on, I am giving like chains of intentions. So definitely biased, right or wrong. And you can say, Bobby, isn't it misunderstanding? Well, I can say, what is misunderstanding? You understand something, then you can understand something else. What if I argue with you? It's not understanding. Means what? You don't even understand. Forget about misunderstand, okay? You don't even understand how your friend is going to react. Misunderstand, maybe, okay, you understood him once, you understood, then you misunderstand him the second time. Gift giving from the article, it's people cannot predict how the others will appreciate. That's the motto. That's the flow of theme of the whole article. So I would choose A because inability. You don't even have the ability to understand others. Forget about misunderstand. So answer is A. So this is reject. All right, guys. So the second article is done. Well, the deal is same, which is what? Easy English. Okay. I mean, article is hard, but when you're reading, flow of theme was only one. That okay, the gift givers, they're buying gifts and then they're appreciating. They're okay, same level worth, but they don't get it because they don't know how to do it. Okay, now the third one. So circle therapy works. Third one I chose. This is very hard article. Out of 5 articles, you know, you always my students always say, Bobby, they're very boring, man. I fall asleep. Psh, of course. Because they don't want to give just 800 out of 800 easily, right? That everybody will get it. Well, out of the 5, usually 2 are very hard. But, you know, sometimes people say, sometimes my colleagues, my other SET instructors, they say, oh, how do we make them read this like harder articles and they have to understand the harder articles? I was like, dude, then it's going to take, you need about a year to be top level reader. but sometimes we only start prepping for 2 months, a month, like an exam is next month, all of that. So how do you get by? Same deal. I have seen a pattern. The harder the articles, easier for me to apply the circle therapy. You're like, what? You weird? Well, a lot of times people call my approach weird, but weird things work. I will prove it right now. Well, your job is to read. Okay, first paragraph you read, you didn't get it. Keep reading. What is my advice? Keep reading. Because if you try again, read the second paragraph, okay, you might get a little bit. Good third paragraph, you might read it, but remember, you have 65 minutes. It's a defined time. Time is running out. Then you won't be able to answer the fifth article. It will affect you. And it will build up stress. So it will affect your writing section, reading, math sections. You bomb the test, you'll be like, oh, I have to re-register. Relax. Nerve controlling is almost 300 points. So it is important. When you see a harder article, keep reading. You don't understand 10 lines you already read. Keep reading 20 lines, you maybe one or two sentences you understood. Keep reading. Suddenly you will see some easier sentences that is actually summarizing the first 20 sentences. You'll be like, oh, now I get it, what the article is going, because the secret of the article is they will only talk about one thing. For example, first article talked about what? Oh, Akira, the boy came, he wanted to marry Chi's daughter. Done. The conversation. It's one theme. Class. Second article. What was the theme? Oh, you buy $10 worth of gift. You think, okay, $10 worth of appreciation will get, but no, it didn't happen. The same thing, the gift givers and gift recipients appreciation level, they don't match. Same deal throughout the whole article. Just talked about it in almost like 80, 90 lines. The third article will be similar. So you, in order to find that hidden theme, even if you don't understand like first 20 sentences, down the road, you keep reading, you will start sensing it. You will start smelling it. That, oh, okay, this author is trying to go this route, but you don't understand anything. Sometimes, funny thing is, in my class, my students sometimes say, Bobby, I didn't understand anything. It's like a 9 out of 10. Circle therapy. Why? When you read, you'll be like, oh, but it doesn't work. I will show you right now. Okay, relax. Even if you don't understand like 80% of it, at least you'll see some like a roughly what this author is trying to say, which topic at least they are talking about, which topic. And when you apply the circle therapy, you will see a lot of brand new words like materialistic culture. Okay, they didn't talk about it. Okay, the supporting conclusion, they didn't talk about it. Like those things will appear and you circle them to do the process of elimination. So how do I wrap it up? Like when you see a harder article, don't spend too much time. I've had students that like, Bobby, I spent like 20 minutes, 25 minutes in one article, and that's why I couldn't finish the half the test. Like, relax. That means you're not ready for the SAT yet. I mean, you cannot take more than 13 minutes per article, because you have 65 minutes, right? And so how do I do this so you can pause and then give you 6 minutes to read. But again, at the big, what did I do? Well, I would just read the first paragraph, like the way I did the last one. Okay, ready? Okay, this is a very hard article. It's the language, it's just hard, but the theme is simple. Okay, close at hand is a bridge over the river Thames. Okay, they're talking about a bridge. An admirable vantage ground for us to make survey. Okay, so some sort of ground to make survey. I guess somebody's standing on the bridge. The river flows beneath Burgess Pass, laden with timber, bursting with corn. There on one side are the domes and the spires of the city. Do you really have to capture all the descriptions? No. All you know is somebody standing on the bridge and saying, oh, okay, I see the cornfield, this field, that field, city, village, everything. You're just seeing stuff. So just say stuff. On the other, Westminster and the House of Parliament. Parliament. Westminster, something that sounds politics, or Parliament, something important. It is the place to stand on by the hour, dreaming. Okay, fine, but not now. So somebody who was standing on the bridge wants to dream or stand by the parliament. Man, maybe you want to get close to the parliament. I don't know what is going on. Now we are pressed for time. But not now we are pressed for time. Maybe the time hasn't come yet. Now we are here to consider facts. Now we must fix our eyes upon the procession. Wow. We fix our eyes upon the procession. Something was wrong, and the person who was standing on the bridge wants to fix. What is this procession? The procession of sons of educated men. Get that idea. Sons of educated men. Well, educated men, okay, fine. What was this here? Let me see the little thing. The passage adapted from Virginia Woolf. Okay, what is this? The Woolf considers the situation of women in English society. All right, in 1938, you do get it. Okay, women in English society means what? Usually the articles are about like slavery, then women's voting, women's suffrage. These two are common. Okay, I mean, back in the days, women didn't get a lot of rights. You kind of sense it. So this person who is about to write sons of educated men, procession of sons of educated men, maybe men were getting a lot of benefits, and a woman there, they said it's not now pressed for time. You kind of sense it, right? The women were not getting the benefits. And at the last sentence, so the first paragraph said, we must fix it. You kind of get it, correct? Even if you don't understand. Now, you can pause it and then read it. And after reading the whole thing, what you can see, I read it, okay, what I saw, the men were getting all the jobs and women were not getting all the good jobs, like House of Parliament's office jobs. So I guess the lady saying, hey, it's time for us to wake up and we must fix it. Means what? We must come out of the, you can think like we should not be limited to kitchen and house only. We should go to office jobs too. Why those jobs only should be for men. That's it. That's the idea. You read the whole thing and you will get, there's nothing more than that. So it would be a waste of time if you try to understand every single sentence. First paragraph, you do want to understand pretty much every single sentence, because that's the theme. That gives you a hint, the sense that where the article is going. All right, then. Now let's deal with it. Number 32. Okay. So I would choose the main purpose of the passage is to look at A, emphasize the value of a tradition. There is no tradition here. It's a woman versus man. No tradition, no culture. It's an issue, I can say. It means a problem. Men are getting all the jobs, women are not. What's up? It's not a culture, it's not a tradition, it's a problem. Definitely not that. Stress the urgency of an issue. Oh boy, that's it. Issue. It's a problem. The urgency. What urgency? She's saying we must fix it. See, urgent. What about C? Highlight the severity of social divisions. Okay, now you can say, Bobby, they need like severe men and women divided. Okay, men and women divided. I can argue with you. One division. What social divisions? Article didn't talk about that women were getting jobs in some division, men were getting not, or men were getting more. They didn't talk about the divisions in the society. They literally emphasized that men were getting all the benefits, women are not. What's up with that? She wants to like gather all the women, no, men and women, and then she wants to change the system. So I would not choose a plural word. Question the feasibility of an undertaking. Okay, what feasibility? I mean, she's not questioning something. When you say questions, like some sort of doubt, nobody's questioning. Even though there are a lot of questions at the end, what is feasibility? It means whether or not it's possible. No, she's not thinking about this future. Future is assumption. Okay, she is only saying we have to wake up. Let's get to the work. Work will be done or not, that's future. Okay, that's not onto anyone. Be like Bobby. Okay. So you see the last words. Okay, so remember, historical article, usually the last words are very, very important. Okay, the last words. Keep in mind. Okay. Now 33. The central claim of the passage is that. Okay, now what is the central claim again? Okay, before I even read the options. Then men were getting all the jobs, women were not. And she's telling what? We must fix it. How do I know? First article, first paragraph will tell you a lot. Trust me on that. Okay, look at this. We are pressed for time. Now we are here to consider facts. Now we must fix. Fix what? The possession. Okay. So there's the main idea. Oh, something is going on. We want to fix it. Did they fix it? No, they did. We don't know. At the end, it's just a process. She's pouring out her heart. Oh, you have to fix it. And then the story ended. All right. It's like Akira and Chi. Remember the first article? Okay, Akira wanted to marry the girl. And then at the end, the story ended. We don't even know if he was able to marry her. Okay, central claim. Look at A. Educated women face a decision about how to engage with existing institutions. Okay, now that can be about how to engage with existing. You'd be like, okay, no, Bobby, there is absolutely no way I can make it make sense. I don't know how this is even can be. Okay, relax, decaf. Don't choose it. Look at B. Women can have positions of influence in English society only if they give up some of their traditional roles. I will definitely not choose that. You know why? First of all, the word only is extreme. And then, second of all, the last word. Look at the last word. Traditional roles. Traditional roles. Did the article talk about what is their traditional roles? Okay, you may say, oh yeah, they talked about some sort of they work in the kitchen and everything, take babies. Okay, wait. So you are saying if they don't work in the kitchen anymore, that's the only way they can get the job in office? What if I argue they can do both? They go to office in the morning, come home, they can take care of their kitchens and family at the evening. So that means this is debatable. That means you are saying, okay, women have to give up their homework to get the office job. No. Article said, only women need to wake up. You cannot explain the word wake up means, oh, okay, they have to delete something to import something. No, they can just add more stuff. They don't have to subtract. So this is, I'm debating, then anybody can debate, fine. So traditional roles, first of all, is assumption. Wow, what is traditional role? You can say, oh, traditional role, isn't it this, isn't it that? Well, you're applying your prior knowledge. Remember, you cannot apply that on the SAT. Only whatever evidence is given, you can base your answer off on that. Okay, now let's see. The male monopoly, I don't like that word. Because article didn't, okay, but you can say, yeah, Bobby, it's like a procession of son of educated men. Isn't it male monopoly? Okay, wait, let's keep going. Men monopoly on power in English society has had grave and continuing effects. Okay, what does that mean? Grave and continuing effects. Okay, first of all, male monopoly is what? Male-dominated society? Well, I can buy it with maybe a little bit, but I can't buy the other half. The grave and continuing effects. Explain me what does that mean? You can say, does it mean this? They're continuing this, continuing that. Well, okay, I can say, wait, hold on. Grave means that, continuing means that. Huh? Already more than explanations or not. So that's just debatable. I'm debating with you, you are debating with me. These are never SAT options. Because I don't have the evidence that how is this central claim is like a man are continuing, male monopoly is continuing. As a matter of fact, we saw some sort of evidence that, okay, the women were coming. It became less exclusionary, means what women were coming more and more recently to the man's position. So it is not that continuing effects. It's not grave. It sounds so extreme. It's like what, not going to change. Then why would she even think of changing? She wants to change it, so that's two extreme words, and I would not choose that. Now I can say D, which is the entry of educated women in the positions of power traditionally held by male will so okay, so entry of educated women into positions of power traditionally held by men will transform those positions. That is also assumption. So you were saying if women get those jobs, men will be fired from those positions. Look at this, the entry of educated women. If woman entry happens, then the positions that were held by men before will transform those positions. What is transform those positions? That means the men will be fired, so men will get it. We don't need too much assumption. These are all future reference. Okay, that women have to give up their kitchen to get the job. Okay, male will only have the grave and continuing effects. These are the future reference. And the D, it says the men have to get fired for women to get the job. So these are all assumptions. So if B, C, D guaranteed wrong, A is the answer. Now you can say, some of my students say, Bobby, what does that mean? They engage in existing institutions. Well, just from the first paragraph, look at this. First paragraph technically said, the Westminster and the House of Parliament is an existing institution. And at the end, if you read it, she said, the last paragraph, let us think in the gallery of the House of Commons, in the law courts, let us think in the baptism, marriages, funerals, let us think in the buses, all over. So these are existing institutions, plural. This plural, I will buy it because I have the evidence. So answer is A. It works. Okay, guys? Okay. Now 34. So 34, Wolf uses the word we throughout the passage. Well, obviously she's not. She's trying. She said we must fix it, right? It's a form of an encouragement. But you see, so she said the word we so many times. We too can do that. We too can do that. We may not do that. We do that. When people say we, when people say I, think in general, just like, okay, we can do it. It's just a unity versus I means individual, right? Okay, so it's a unity type of thing. Let's see. Reflect the growing friendliness. I don't want to buy this. This is so biased. She wants to gather the woman and man and woman both, like technically cooperatively, but to wake the woman up. Like, hey, wake up. We have to get those jobs too, not only men. Well, there is no friendliness involved. That's your opinion. Nobody's friend. Maybe they don't even know each other. They're just like, it's making a solidarity, like unity. What about B? Advance the need for candor among a group of people. Okay, is advance the need? What is that advance the need? I mean, how do I explain this? When I can say advance the technology. That means what? Technology exists? You're advancing it. Wait, what? I don't even know if the woman got grouped together and she's advancing it. I don't even know if there was a mission already and she's advancing it. So, and then that is your assumptions. If you're advancing something, that means something already exists. You're advancing it. Okay, that's different from creating. I wouldn't choose B because just like bother me. Establish a sense of solidarity. This one sounds like unity. I like that word. Let me put a green one. I like that word because you are defining what is we. So sense of solidarity makes sense. What about D? Reinforce the need for respect. No, that's your assumption. Women were not getting jobs, but doesn't mean that they were being disrespected. No, there is no proof for that they were getting disrespect. Men, they were getting respect. It's just like they were not getting opportunities they should be. That's why there's the move for that. So this not the need for respect. That's definitely biased. Definitely your opinion. That, they are not getting the job means they are not getting the respect. Wait, relax. That's your opinion. The article didn't talk about it. I can argue. We means sense solidarity. C like cat. That's the answer. All right, so next to number 35, we're almost at the end. 35 is according to the passage, Wolf chooses the setting of the bridge. Okay, now why she chose the bridge? Again, see this from the beginning, first paragraph. Do you see how important the first paragraph is? Why she chose the bridge? I mean, from the first paragraph, look at the first sentence. Close at hand is a bridge over the river Thames. Then an admirable vantage ground for us to make a survey. Well, she was standing on the bridge so that she can make survey. But on one hand, she said it's a lot of cornfields, like houses, cities, and everything. And another side of the bridge, House of Parliament, office, court. All right, so I guess she's making some sort of survey. That's why she was standing on the bridge. You can say, oh no, she was enjoying the river. That's your opinion. She literally mentioned the word survey. Survey. So I have the key word to fight. Look at 35. According to the passage, Wolf chooses the setting of the bridge because it is conductive of mood of fanciful reflection. That's your opinion, man. The fanciful? Oh, that's so fancy. I can say just reflection. Wouldn't be fancy. As a matter of fact, she was pretty sad at that time, like, oh, come on, man. How come there's no woman going to the jobs, the House of Parliament? That's why she wants to start this move, like wake the woman up. Okay, B, it provides a good view of procession of, that's it. That's the deal. That's the keyword of the whole article. And a good view, because it's like she was seeing all the men, procession of sons of educated men, all the men, educated men were getting there. There are a lot of educated women too. What about them? So that's what she was angry about. So it's not A there. What about C? I'm pretty sure it's B, but let's see. C, it is within the site of historic episode. Historic episodes. Alludes. What she's alluding. Alludes, okay. Historic episodes. How can you explain me historic episodes? If you give me anything, I will say you're assuming. What history do you know? You say, oh, Bobby, historically, isn't it this and that? That means you are applying your prior knowledge. Past. Anything with the past is assumption. Anything with the future is assumption again. So there is no historic even if you say episode, I can think of one thing going on here, which is what? Oh, men were getting jobs and women is not. One business, one episode. Episodes. I mean, okay, what was before episode 1, episode 3, episode 4? Already debatable. Plural word here. You got to be careful. Pause. Don't choose the point. Even if you don't know what this article talks, what is episode? You don't know what is the episode means? Great. Don't choose it. Very good. If you don't know, sometimes it's not bad. Just don't choose it. What about D? Is a symbolic of legacy of the past and presence of education. Symbolic of legacy? No. The bridge is not a symbol of legacy. Okay, you can say, yeah, I mean, what do you mean the bridge is not a symbol? Okay, wait, relax. Legacy of past and present sons of? Okay, we only know sons of educated men. Okay? Past sons of educated men, then you can argue with making Bobby, isn't it like, okay, they already used to get the jobs, they were getting the jobs. I can say, I don't know if they used to get the job, maybe they started getting job today. See, already we are arguing with each other, okay? So anything that you think your friend can argue, those are never SAT answers. Why? Because evidently you cannot prove, you can only assume, and then you'll have tons of answers in your mind playing around. And then you just get stress, nothing else. So only thing we saw the word good view because it kind of connects with the word survey and the process of sons of educated men. It's not past and present sons of educated men, just procession of the sons of educated men. Okay, so you see the Bobby-Tariq answer is be like Bobby. Okay, and we have the, okay, now let's see. 36, 37, okay, they are back-to-back questions. 36 is Wolf indicates that procession she describes in the passage. Okay, now, all right, let's see. Okay, what is it? I mean, I can read those first, but let me just see if that has come to have more practical influences in recent years. I don't know if the article talked about recent years. Maybe they did. Maybe they did. Like, but maybe they did. Okay, let me just say that's not the. Let me just think about it more. Has come to have more practical. They became more practical. Describes in the okay. So their asked question is about the procession. The procession was the procession of sons of educated men, right? You could be like, wait, how do we know? Well, they described it from the article. The first paragraph again. First paragraph. I can use a different color a little because too many colors here. Because orange. So the procession. They defined the procession right here. Okay. And let me erase this a little bit. Let me erase this here. Let me erase it. Because the procession. See this dash. See this dash. This dash means I define the procession of sons of educated men. Now, if you say answer is A, that has come to have more practical influence in recent years, that means we know the evidence that what happened in the past about the sons of educated men. Do you know anything about those men? We know about the women that, okay, women, they didn't get the job, so that's why they are trying to wake up. But what about the procession when they said the process? They are talking about the male. So that the men are, they're talking about the men, so that we don't know, okay, how they used to get more jobs and then how they became more practical. So we're not going to choose A. What about B? Has become a celebrated feature. What does that mean? It's putting a sauce. Any feature is fine. It's just like you were saying, Arif is a good student. We don't have evidence. I can say Arif is a student. Arif is a good student. This good B is a biased word unless we have evidence. Now, has become a celebrated feature. So of English public life, that is your opinion. Celebrated. Who is celebrating what? Okay, and all we get from the article that, okay, woman, she's a wolf. She's just like trying to wake up. Done. I wouldn't choose. The author includes all the richest. Oh, that's it. I don't even want to read more. Done. What? Richest? I mean, richest means this the superlative word, so just the highest rank. No evidence of rich or poor. Richest and powerful men in England? No. Because richest. You're talking about, oh, they're getting the job. They're rich. Come on, man. It's probably, you can say rich, you can say middle class, but they're getting a job. You can say richest. You're just like Bill Gates. Oh, no. That richest is like too high. It's like highest one person. They're not talking about that. What about D? Has become less exclusionary in the memberships. Okay. Again, the process they are talking about, those process defined for men, son of educated men, correct? So why is not A? Because they has become, okay, more practical influence. In recent years, it become more practical in recent years. We don't know how it became more practical. We just know it is an existing practice. If you say more practical, that means you know the past. That's why I didn't choose A, because sometimes my students have between A and D. Now let me look at some of the evidence. Look at lines 12 to 17. Okay, 12 to 17. What is the business? So 12 to 17. Well, line 12. There they go. Our brothers who have been educated at public schools, universities, mounting these steps, passing in and out of those doors, preaching, teaching. Okay, it's just like showing they're getting all these jobs. It doesn't tell me anything about more practical. It doesn't tell me anything about less exclusionary. That doesn't tell me that. Doesn't tell me that. So it is not A. What about B? 17 to 19. Let me look at 17 in that close area, which is, it's a solemn sight always. Okay, a procession. Like a caravanserai, okay, crossing a desert. But now, okay, it's just saying, 20 years ago, 20 years or so, it is no longer the sight, merely a photograph. Well, it's just describing the process, the procession of like a caravanserai crossing a desert. Okay, that has nothing to do with either becoming more practical. I'm actually trying to focus. I don't know if you got it. So I'm trying to focus on either more practical or less exclusionary. So between these two, which one is the answer between these two? I want to see what is the deal. All right, so this not B. What about C? 23 to 24. Any business, good business maybe. Let me say 23. 21 to 3. For their traipsing along the tail end of the procession, we go ourselves. Okay, so who is this we go ourselves? The ladies, the woman. Okay, traipsing along, and the kind of like link to they're coming the back now. So traipsing along at the tail end of the procession. So now used to be men, and I guess more women are being added. So they are in the process. Wolf indicates that the procession she describes has become less exclusionary in the membership in recent years. In the membership, that's probably the better keyword. What happened in the memberships? Okay, used to be only men, now more women are added. So I would choose D because it's less exclusionary. Yeah, used to be more, but now it's less. So, and the word, this is a better. Between A and D, this is better because I see this one kind of backs it up. That at the end of the procession, the line says at the end of the procession, if you look at it again, see, traipsing along at the tail end of the procession, we go ourselves. Who are this we? Means at the end of the procession. Now, used to be only what? Men, right? Because the definition of procession is just like a man, educated man. Now, they are adding, so it's some changes in the membership. Okay, so I would choose D like dog, and I would not choose A like apple. Okay, so A is out, D is the winner, and in this case C is the winner because C kind of backs up D. C backs up D. Okay, C backs up D. All right, guys, you see, yeah, that's hard, but again, we had to rely on the keyword like more practical or the memberships. Okay. Well, even if you, okay, in this case, why B is wrong, celebrated. Why C is wrong, the word reaches. Why A is between A and D, why D is better because it has the membership one, and which is a better one. Okay. Okay, good. Now we have 4 more questions, then we're done. So the wolf characterizes the question lines 53 to 57. So what is 53? Okay, 53 is right here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we have to ask ourselves here, we are now, that do we wish to join the procession or don't we? What term shall we join the processions? And above all, what is the leading to us? Okay, procession educated man. The moment is short. Now it may take 5 years, 10 years, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's just she keeps saying, hey, do we need to join or do we don't? Okay, we need to wake up or not. That's the deal. Okay, so she characterizes the questions in these as both controversial and threatening. Well, there is no threat. You cannot give me evidence of threat. Threat means, okay, let's, if they try to do that, it's a life-threatening. People are going to kill them or something. There is no evidence. So threat is a bad word. Weighty and unanswerable. Unanswerable. Well, she's throwing a bunch of questions. How do you know it's not answerable? That means you're predicting future. These are biased. So we're not going to choose B. And what do you mean by weighty? Like, okay, it has a lot of weight, physical weight, or like actual non-physical weight? Maybe, but I just don't know how to put it into. Yeah, sometimes, but I don't think it's unanswerable. It's a good idea. Now, these questions are not mysterious for sure. So, I mean, if you say unanswerable, that means he's just asking questions that are now never can be answered. Like, hey, do we need to join us? I mean, of course you can answer it. Yes, we need to join it. I mean, do we need to join it now? The other woman will say, of course, so we need to join. She's not gonna say, oh, I don't know the answer. So this is not B, it's not A, it's not D, because these are not mysterious questions. It's a pretty straightforward question. Hey, we need to wake up. So only thing is C, but how do I prove it? I mean, I didn't even look at the evidence yet. Well, sometimes, as I said, without looking at the evidence, I mean, you can probably predict it, but a lot of my students, they kind of do 38, 39 together. I sometimes can do it without doing the evidence, but sometimes I need to look at the evidence. It depends on the question, okay? Because if I can chop off 3 options, I know answer is C, but if I chopped off 2 of them, for example, here, number 36, 37, when I was doing, I was stuck between A and D, either A or D. Which one? So I had to back it up by C. The C backs up D, not A. Well, but in this problem, in this question, I think answer is C, but let's just verify anyway. Line 46, does it say, what does it say? Man and woman, okay, we are here on the bridge to ask ourselves these questions. Okay, yeah, this is just asking questions, and then let's look at more, and they are very important. Here we go, very important questions, and we have very little time. Bingo, done. I think I got the evidence. Very important, very little time. Very important, very little time. This one. Momentous is very important. Pressing. Very short time. You're pressed, means you don't have enough time. So momentous means very important, and pressing is very little time. So you got it, guys? So answer is A literally backs up C. Okay, so 38, 39, both done. The last 2. Which choice most closely captures the meaning of figurative sixpence? Okay, sixpence sounds like 6 cents, but let's look at it. It's line 70. What is it saying? Okay, yeah, it was thus they won us the right to our brand new sixpence. Okay, I didn't get it. Let's read a little bit more. It falls to us now to go on thinking. Okay, go on thinking. I start to sense something. How we are spend that sixpence. Okay. I don't know. Your 6 cents better. Look at more. Think we must. Okay, we must think. Let us think in offices, omnibuses, while we are standing in the crowd watching coronations and the Lord Mayor shows. Let us think in there and here and there. Let us think in the court. Let us think in the marriage. Let us think all over. Okay, what is she saying? So she's saying, okay, how should I spend that 6 cents? So 6 pence. Okay, let us think here, there, here, everywhere. Obviously, she wants to grow. But now let me look at the questions. Then I will understand. Option. Okay, line 17 says, now which choice most closely captures the meaning of the figurative sixpence? Of course, figurative language. When she was saying, let us think omnibuses, let us think in the court, let us think in the hospital, let us think as all other jobs. What was she talking about? Jobs, right or wrong? So she was looking for opportunities. Make sense? Is it about tolerance, knowledge, opportunity, and perspective? Out of all these 4, if you really have to guess from the flow of theme and from that all, just let us think there. Why she has to think in the bus, why she has to think in the court, why she has to think in the office. Well, she's thinking about office and court because she wants to get a job in the office and she wants to get a job in the court. So she wants to get an opportunity. So if you say, okay, she needs to get a knowledge. Well, she probably has knowledge, but she's not getting the job because maybe it's a male-dominated society. I'm arguing. She probably, because there is no evidence that she doesn't have a university education. There is no evidence. You can say, Bobby, there is no evidence she got the education. Oh, well, that's why we cannot assume. Maybe she has. That's why she's fighting to get her right. Let us think in the court. Why would she think in the court if she doesn't even have the knowledge? Maybe she has the knowledge. That's why she wants to get the job in the court. Would you think about hospital to be a doctor if you don't have the medical things? Okay, you have, you can say, oh, you get it, right? You get the point. You probably have the knowledge. That's why you want to get a job. It's not tolerance. She's not trying to tolerating anything. They have tolerated enough. Now they want to wake up. So it's not knowledge. It's not tolerance. Perspective. Between perspective and opportunity, I would definitely buy opportunity. Why? I have seen so many sentences. She's talking about let us think in the bus, let us think in the court, let us think in the office. I mean, these are giving me senses that, okay, she's running after opportunities. So figurative language, C is the answer. Done. Deal closed. You get it? So, because again, how am I answering those like vocab questions? Vocab questions, I'm reading next sentence, sometimes a couple of more sentences, and we get this hint. You'll have to smell the hint, okay? It's not going to be direct. It will be like next sentences, okay? Maybe one or two sentences. Sometimes one sentence before, but majority of the time it's the next sentence, not the sentence before. Majority of the time. Sometimes sentence before helps me, but occasionally, not all the time. But next sentences, of course, yeah, they will be useful. So 41, the range replaces an occasion listed as 72 to 76. Okay, what about 72 to 76? What is the game? 72, okay, 1, 2, okay, yeah, okay, let us think in the office, omnibus, while we're standing in the crowd watching all of that, mayor show, let us think in the gallery of house, court, baptism, marriage, funerals, let us think in the everywhere. Those are just jobs like she wants to get. So what does that mean? Okay. Mainly serves to emphasize how, look at this, AA, novel the challenge faced by women. Okay. How novel the challenge? Okay. If she is thinking about office and court and a job, I don't know. If let us think about there, let us think in the job. I don't know how it is like a novel the challenge. How novel the challenge faced by the woman is. No, she's just, I wouldn't buy that novel. What? Okay, what about B? Okay, pervasive the need for critical reflection is how pervasive. Pervasive means everywhere. Well, she's saying, look at this, the way she was so repetitive, man. Look. Okay, you have to see the nature of the way she was speaking. Ready? So right here, let us think in the office, let us think in the omnibus while you were standing in the crowd watching coronations on the Lord Mayor's show. Let us think, ... in the gallery. Let us think in the law court. Let us think. Why she has to say let us this? Let us never cease from thinking. Oh boy, she was so like motivated. She was so you can say angry at the same time. She was pouring her heart. Let us think there. Why we are thinking only limited? She was saying, let us think everywhere, right or wrong. Let us, let us, let us, let us. So do you get the sense why she's repeating? Why she was repeating, we should do this, we need to do this, we need to do this, we should do that. Well, she was getting all this women together, men together, trying to wake them up. At the end, she's saying, okay, we need to change. We must change. We need to change. So maybe the pervasive, I would buy it because she's saying, let us think in everywhere. Need for critical reflection. What is this critical reflection? We must change it. Now we must get the jobs that men get. Okay, but let's put it in the wait list. What about C? Okay, it's not A. Complex the political, come on. There's no politics involved. Immediately sees out. What politics? You only know social issues. Then issues of the day. Okay, issues. We know one issue that men get the job, women don't. So I don't know issues. That's too much. Okay. Emphasis how enjoyable the career possibilities. No. The word enjoyable is your opinion. They are not looking for a career they would enjoy. No. They're looking for a career that men also get. Like getting a job in, getting a career in the court, getting a career in the office, getting a career in funerals and the omnibuses, all over, right? So those, we don't know if those jobs would be liked by them. I mean, we don't know. I don't know if they're going to enjoy those jobs. That's not the main issue on the article. It's like, oh, we want a job that men are getting. Why they're getting, why we are not getting. There is no business about, okay, men are injured. Maybe they are hating it, but they're still doing maybe good money. Some people, they hate their jobs, but they still do it. Why? More money. Yeah, that's just common sense. Well, in this case, that's so enjoyable. The career possibilities. Okay, first of all, the career possibility fine, but now the enjoyable, maybe more accessible or something. So it's definitely not this. His answer is be like Bobby, because she was saying, let us think there, let us think here, let us think everywhere, because she was trying to make a critical need. There is a need to change. Where? Not here, everywhere. That's what she was saying. The answer would be like Bobby. All right, look, now I did 3 articles, especially this article, students get too many wrong. But the main theme is why, the reason I did 3 articles, one of the reasons is, okay, Magic 3. I call it what? Magic 3. Magic 3. As I said, I have been SAT instructor for almost 15 years. I have had so many students scored 1500 plus. I even had perfect scorers. I mean, if you go to my YouTube videos, some here and there you can see, and even my website, there are some pictures. Now look, how people did that, I can show you tricks, but doesn't mean you learned everything. There are 3 steps of like, okay, you just understood right now. What is it? You just understood how it works. But doesn't mean that you have absorbed it. So if you just do another article, it doesn't mean you're going to get all of them right. So first, you learned it, then you have to absorb, then retain. So 3 things I call it, like learning, absorbing, retaining. Okay, so you just, understanding, you just understood. Now, how are you going to, so learning means, okay, understand first, plus absorb, then you have to absorb, okay, plus retain. That's when you're master. That's when you're master at it. Master. When you're retained, that's you know how to predict. Boom. That's the answer. That's not the answer. If you become master at this, like circle therapy, a lot of my students, they start with like 20 out of 52 to 51 out of 50. I even had that. Okay. The Magic 3, I call it, every day I highly recommend you do 3 articles. You apply this therapy for a month, 30 days straight. So 3 articles each day for 30 days. That means 90 articles in 1 month. After this 90 articles, you take a test and if you see what is the improvement, your reading score will be. So 3 articles, how long every day? About 40 minutes. So it's 40 minutes, give or take another 5 to 10 minutes to go over. It's less than an hour, okay? It's about 40 to 50 minutes. So less than an hour you must allocate for SAT reading. It's not only for SATs, also for your future. Like you have to be able to play with words. Those words should pop out of all these oceans of the words. Some good keywords should pop out and then captured by your eyes, so that you'll be a fast reader, fast learner. So when you go to college, like top universities, you'll be loaded with a lot of homework. Like I graduated from Columbia University, I've seen they used to load us with a lot of homework. So if you're not a fast learner, so you're not going to be able to finish the homework too quickly. So how do you become fast reader? I mean, obviously doing 3 articles every single day for 1 month at least. If you do 2 months, you'll be even pro at it. All right, guys, so make sure no assumption, no past reference, no future reference. These are assumption, no prior knowledge, only whatever is written on the article, the evidence. Vocab questions you don't know. If on the options, if you don't know some of the words, don't choose them. 99% of the time you'll be right. And then some of the vocab questions, what does that word mean in line 41? How do you handle those? You read the next sentence, maybe a couple of more sentences, and you get the hint in which direction the author is saying. It's a lot to absorb. It's a little different from how other instructors teach you the SAT reading. I mean, obviously, I didn't just develop this technique overnight. 15 years, I used to show this way, that way, this way, this way. So many years I have applied so many strategies, and finally I felt this one is so unique. It improves so quickly. You can improve 100, 200 points so quickly rather than, like almost, practicing a year or something. Try that. If that works, great. If that doesn't work, figure out what works for you. But how would you figure out what works for you? you have to dive in. So you have to read 3 articles every day, give or take at least 30 days. Practice on your own. The good source of material would be College Board Book. College Board Book online. And if you buy it, it's great. If not, you can download from Google. Khan Academy websites, you can download it, like 10 practice tests. Do them and try to apply this trick like a word circle therapy, see if that works. No extreme choices, no brand new choices, no biased choices. And if you feel like it's not working, watch my video one more time. Maybe you can watch it like a couple of times to really get the hang of it. That's why I'm putting those videos. And I didn't want to really reveal my secrets all over. I was like, okay, you know what? Let me reveal it so everybody gets the benefit. It kind of works. It's like, even if you don't know the article in and out, it works. So you don't have to be frustrated. Bobby, how do I get it? So complicated reading language? Okay, relax. That's the deal. In real life, you'll be exposed to so many complicated things. Your job is how you can get the easy juice out of the complicated, harsh surface and then make your life easy. Don't make your life hard and thinking, and don't paralyze your mind. Oh, it's so hard. It's relax, decaf. We make things hard in this world, okay? In general, they are not very hard, okay? If you really dive into it, think. So how do you be master again? Understand, absorb. We just understood now. Absorbing means, okay, when you do like first 10 days, you're absorbing it. And then retain is like when you do 30 days, you become master. You see it and it will come to you. At some point, it comes to my students naturally. In 65 minutes, they don't even need 65 minutes. Some of them can finish in 45 minutes, 50 minutes, and smoothly you can finish it for all 5 articles. All right, guys, so every day, magic 3 reading articles you have to do before you start your school homework. Why before you start your school homework? At the end of the night, when you do SAT reading, it's useless. You are tired. In tired brain, you do the reading, those harder words, and then you don't know how to apply the trick properly, and you get even lower score, you lose your motivation. So this is a wrong idea. You do this 40 minutes therapy before you start your school homework. Okay, you can say, oh, my school homework takes away so much time and this and that. Come on, give me a break. Be a good investor. Means what? Your SATs in one hand, school GPAs in another hand, they're almost equally weighted when you apply to colleges, right? So, and also I have hundreds of students. They spend a lot of times on Facebook, social media, Instagram. Okay, you can cut down a little bit from there and then borrow 40 minutes from your social media, and that 40 minutes you can apply to SAT reading article. That will help you more. Instead of wasting time everywhere, make a plan. You should have a solid, organized, oriented plan. That's how you become a good student. Not only a good student, you can you'll feel motivated all the time. Like you'll be so your life spirit will be full of energy. Like, oh, okay, I got a lot of work done every day. So 40 minutes for SAT reading articles. Then you write, okay, I have this much time for physics, this much time for math homework, this much time for science homework. And then you follow it through on a daily basis. You can get a lot of work done. And that's how your school will be fixed, your SAT will be fixed. Then you should put some time for your extracurricular activities, to research. But that's later. So the point is to be more organized. That's my deal. That's why I showed 3 articles. Okay, guys, so that's about it. I hope you learned something. If you do, let me know. Give me some feedback, I guess. I have our website is Bobby-Tariq.com. I can Bobby, Bobby. That's my name, Bobby. Tariq, that's my brother's name, Bobby. We're 2 brothers. Bobby-Tariq.com. So you can go there and watch, find information about our company website and more videos, I guess. All right, guys, bye-bye, and relax. Decaf, okay, decaf.